Brown from Sister Wives has officially unfollowed all of her Sister Wife family besides just a couple of the people, and that also does include her alleged husband, Cody Brown. Guys, you will not believe it, but Meri Brown from Sister Wives, she's gone through the list and unfollowed everyone from Janelle and Christine and Robin, and yes, even Cody. She is literally only following from her Sister Wife family, her biological daughter and her fiance, and then like one of Christine's daughters and Robin's two daughters from her first marriage or relationship or whatever, and that is it. So what is going on with Meri? Couple interesting things. When you go through it, she's literally following basically only LuLaRoe people. More on LuLaRoe in a minute, and I have a burning question for you guys if any of you guys have any experience with that company, because it's been kind of interesting over the past couple days, but more on that later. It's just like she's not following anyone from the family. What is going on her Instagram? She's been quiet. She's been just strictly business, nothing to do really for the most part with the family. She did do a post a couple weeks ago talking about how she's been behind and she's really busy with her business and the bed and breakfast and all that kind of stuff, but nothing to do with the family. We do know though that, you know, stuff with Cody and Sister Wives is going to be coming out pretty soon because the new season is going to be airing relatively kind of soon, the next month or so. So everyone is wondering what is going on. Are her and Cody just officially done, or are they kind of on the fence, or what is going on? To me, for her to unfollow all of them, I think the cord has been cut. The line has been drawn. She's moving on. In the words of Bob Dylan, the line has been drawn. The curse has been cast. I love that song. Anyway, yeah, I think she's gone. It's over with. And just kind of the icing on the cake is Meri did also post something very cryptic and odd on her Instagram story. She posted this saying, "That moment you and your BFF commit to updating your wills and each other's your phones, cause ain't nobody gets to see the stuff you text and Marco Polo about." So I don't know what that means. The one thing I can say is if you're going to change your will, who would be in her will? I would love to see a sister wife will. Do you put your wives in your will? That'd be a very interesting sister wife question. I would probably say no, considering the fact that they all can't stand each other, but you'd likely put Cody. And man, Cody would be pretty rich if all his, you know, and that'd be very sad. But if he is in all four of his wives, maybe three wives. Now, if he's in all of their wills, he would definitely collect some money if they did, you know, sadly pass away at any time. But I don't even know. Either way, he is likely in Meri's will because they met so young and they were together for so long. Who else would be in her will? Her daughter, for sure, probably is too. But besides that, Cody is likely going to get a piece of that. And I guess that might be a past tense thing now, because it's like if she's talking about updating it, that means he is being snipped and cut out. And like I said, y'all, the line has been drawn. So Meri and Cody, we can just about confirm that everything has been said, besides the fact that we are officially just done. We're not together anymore, and this is over, and this whole thing is just done with, and I'm not going to associate with him anymore. Everything's pretty much been said besides that, so we have to just sit around and wait, and it's very unfortunate, and it really kind of sucks. We have about a month left until the new Sister Wives season does air. I'm super excited. Now, the sad thing is, though, I am excited, if you can't tell. The unfortunate thing is this show takes forever to get to the point, and they're just going to draw it out and draw it out and draw it out. And so if Meri and Cody do actually officially split, even though they're basically already split up, but if they do officially, let's say, split up, bye, goodbye, nice knowing you kind of thing, it's going to probably be on like the last episode of the season. So we're going to have to sit around and wait and be bored and just wait and see what happens. Now back to LuLaRoe, because there was a documentary which I have been attempting to watch. I think tonight I'm actually going to sit down and watch the whole thing start to finish, because it is interesting. There's just a lot of different moving parts and I can barely even consume the thing. But basically, here's the deal. There's a documentary about LuLaRoe. I think it's called LuLaRich, and LuLaRoe, they're the clothing company. It is, and I hate to use the word, if you're a part of it and if you like it, do not take this the wrong way. I'm not educated enough, and I'm sure there's some elaborate thing that's really not like a pyramid scheme, but on the generality from a 5,000 foot, you know, distance, it appears to be the idea behind of kind of like a pyramid scheme. If it's not, I'm sorry, that's just what everyone else is saying. I could be wrong, so I'm not trying to make any claims or anything like that, but it appears that is probably kind of something kind of like a pyramid scheme. Anyway, they did that documentary, and in the documentary, they went off on the owners, and they basically just embarrassed the crap out of them. And they had all these people that were part of the company who bought all this inventory, who kind of got tricked that it was going to be this easy, the typical get-rich-quick thing. It's going to be easy. You're going to make all this money. They buy all this inventory. They don't sell any of it, and they get completely screwed. And then they're like taking out mortgages on their house, and they're going broke. And so it's kind of actually a sad documentary. It's not very happy. If you're someone like Meri, though, you could only imagine why why is she still working with the company? So that's why it's kind of a full circle thing. She's still with LuLaRoe. She is still like outgoingly with LuLaRoe. Like she posts, everything she posts has something to do with LuLaRoe. So it's kind of like, is this like for real? Like it's odd to me that the company gets bashed so much and she's still with them. The funny thing too, you guys, is Christine, she's still with them too. She does still sell their clothes, not as publicly and as often, I think, as Meri. Meri, like, I think sells a lot, but to me, it's like she can clearly do her own thing, has her own business. Why is she still working with them? So very odd. If you are, I guess in the past, or if you are now present day, a part of LuLaRoe, I would be so curious to hear your thoughts on if it was a good experience. And I think it just comes out of the gist of basically all, let's just use the word network marketing companies, because network marketing, it's not bad. It's just hard. That is the thing with network marketing. It's very hard. If you want to make money, it is very tricky and very hard, and you have to really try to sell a lot of people. And people get sales, you have to kind of sell your best friends and the whole thing. It gets kind of annoying and old. But if you're someone like Meri or even Christine and you have like hundreds of thousands of followers, it's not that tricky, not that difficult. So for them, they can probably kind of make it work because they had this huge following. But for most people, who do you sell it to? Your friends and family kind of thing, and eventually you keep buying inventory and you can't really sell it off and you kind of just get screwed. So that's what I think is kind of the gist. And the people that came on the show and came on the documentary, that's what they were kind of talking about, is they bought a ton, they kind of got tricked and the thing was going to be an easy get rich quick kind of thing. They didn't really want to work on it, they kind of got screwed, they got pinched, and they had all this inventory and they couldn't get rid of it. So it is kind of a very crazy situation that Meri is still so publicly working with this company. She's still like this big spokesperson and big part of this company, and she doesn't have an issue with it. So LuLaRoe, if you have ever been a part of the company, good or bad, I'm not trying to just give people the trash talk, and I'm kind of just curious. Was it as bad as everyone's saying in the documentary? Now, this is kind of off topic of Meri, but it is kind of just, I'm curious. Was it as bad as everyone's saying in the documentary, or was it good or bad or ugly, or what do you think? Because it is kind of interesting to see. And for Meri, it must be pretty good because she's still doing it. She's been doing it for years, and she really appears to love the company. Like I said earlier, I feel like that kind of goes back to she has so many followers, and all of her followers are probably like women, probably like besides me. So all these people are, prime candidates to buy the clothes. It's all women's clothes, so it's like she probably actually sells a lot through her Instagram, which great for her. I wish her well. I think the company seems kind of odd and questionable, but just the whole thing is just a questionable thing because selling clothing, I can tell you from first-hand experience, I sold this shirt. It is tough. It is very tough, especially if you have to buy the inventory in advance and you have to kind of guess how many people are going to buy. It's not easy and it's really hard. So yeah, it's just, yeah, I could really see. And then network marketing, not everyone is bad. I have some friends that are network marketing that are great people, but some people, they take advantage of it and they kind of just make things up and they're really aggressive in what they say, and that's not cool, and no one likes that, and that's just the moral of the story. So Meri Brown, she is apparently doing a couple things. Number one, unfollowing the majority of her family. Number two, she is apparently changing her will. And for other sister wives news, not very exciting, but Christine apparently does have another pending offer on her house. She had an offer, it was going to close, and that thing fell through. Now she's got another one, and now the question remains, where is she going to go? Obviously, on their land, at that dirt that Cody bought years and years and years ago, they're never going to build anything. And Janelle's been living on an RV on that land. I don't know if she has intentions of going somewhere else, but the question remains with Christine, is she going to go to Utah? Is she going to stay in Arizona? What is she going to do? Don't really know. If I had to guess, I would say she is likely going to be going to Utah. But you guys, I never really know, and I could be wrong, but more than likely we'll be finding out pretty soon on the next new season of Sister Wives. Well, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Please, if you are new to this channel, whether we are on Facebook, YouTube, or even a podcast, please hit that like button, hit the follow, share, subscribe, and also my favorite thing about this whole thing is with Facebook and YouTube, not really podcasts, but with Facebook and YouTube, there's a beautiful thing called the comment button where you can share your thoughts and opinion and what you guys think about the whole situation. So please, if you have any comment, thought, or anything like that, and you are not watching on your TV, that is the caveat, because if you are on your TV, you can't comment. But if you are on a computer or a laptop or a phone or something like that, or a tablet, you can scroll below, put the comments below, let me know what you guys think. Well, guys, I love you all so much. Thank you all so much for watching, and y'all better stay tuned for many more videos.